All right, thank you, folks. Full agenda today, but before we get started, let's do new introductions. And any folks that might be new to the group, just joined ARES, newly licensed ham radio operator stopping by for the first time, or maybe someone that is returning from a long vacation or hiatus. If you're new to the group, fall into any of those categories, we'd like to go out and hear from you, hear who you are, what part of the county or region that you're in, call sign, and interest in things that are ARES and or ham radio. And I know it's totally possible we may not have anyone new, but
well,
I was going to ask. Chris.
Yes, first time on the monthly Zoom meeting, but I have been on the net or ARES net. Just got my general a week ago today, and I live in San Diego Claremont area. Just interested in ARES in general. Ham radio interests are primarily on. I really am interested in antennas, so that's kind of where I spend my time building and just investigating and that kind of thing.
Good deal, and welcome aboard, Stroke AG.
Actually, I got the license on Thursday.
When you said new, then you're not that new. Okay, you actually got the paper. Very good.
Well, I mean, it was a week ago today on the 10th. Pretty quick turnaround, I think.
Excellent. Welcome aboard.
Thank
Anyone else new to the group? First-time visitor, returning from a vacation, perhaps?
Yeah, this is Peter, KI7QBL, and I've been participating in the Sunday nets for almost, well, more than a year. I forget how long, but this is the first Zoom meeting that I've participated in, though, and I live in Borrego Springs.
Very good. Welcome. All right, might be almost there. Anyone else before we get rolling? All right. So let's start off with getting section related and ARRL related announcements. Dave, if you wouldn't mind.
All right, all year long this year, we're going to have basically a contest called VOTA, Volunteers on the Air, where you get points for making contacts with appointed and elected people. So good time to try and get on. Coming up the 13th to the 17th is a school club roundup. And I think Kevin has talked about that on Sunday mornings. That's probably the biggest thing going on right now with on the air stuff. And he has several clubs that are going to be on the air. So should make for a good time for them. And we can help by getting on there and talking to them. That's all I have for right now, Bruce.
All right, very good. Thank you, Dave. And next up, we'll go to Rob and get any local interactive group and local events.
Alrighty, so sharing screen now. Let me know when it comes up, please. You got that?
Almost. It's almost like Jeopardy music playing in the background. It says that you've started it, but I'm waiting to see it.
Still buffering.
Here you go.
Yep, you're good.
You're up.
Okay, very good. So ARES meetings, activities, ham community of San Diego, what's going on? Looking backwards into January, we had the RFI presentation by Randy last month. Just a footnote that we've had 167 views on YouTube so far. Sometimes presentations such as this get a lot of traction nationally, and word spreads that, hey, San Diego had a good presentation on RFI, and people go look at it. So it's wonderful that we are able to help the nation at large, as well as ourselves on different presentation topics. January, looking back, we also had the VHF contest. You may have seen the raw scores posted already by ARRL, and congratulations to Dennis and Jay and Andre, who following Bruce's advice, chose their submission category carefully, and they placed in like the top 5 nationally, or what was it, single operator FM only. So well done everybody for those high scores in the VHF contest. We also had last month the Winter Field Day, and I know a couple of people participated in it. I have not heard much feedback on that yet. And some people went out to Quartz Fest and had a great time for a week, boondocking, dry camping in the desert with attendance was about 600 people this year, total 600. It's a busy week out there. There's workshops going on every day, and people are coming and going daily, depending on their personal schedules of how many days they could stay for out there in Quartz Fest near Quartzsite, Arizona, about a 5-hour drive from here. Of course, today we have the NVIS presentation by Bill. Thank you, Bill, for preparing for this. We're considering a HIPAA presentation for the March ARES meeting. That's a tentative right now for HIPAA. In April, we've got Starlink overview lined up. A presentation will be by Eric Williams, W7EMW, who has a communications trailer complete with Starlink. He's a regular Starlink user. And in our life as emergency communicators, we know that we will encounter Starlink equipment and operators out there in the wild. And so we just want to be prepared, know more about Starlink and what its capabilities are and are not, so that we can work in parallel with Starlink and what we do as hams. We're planning an activity day on April 29th. April 29th is the 5th Saturday of April. So we'll do the same play as before at the Kearney Mesa Rec Center in the grassy area behind. April possible hospital drill, and Bruce might be able to give us more information on that later, on whether or not plans are firming up and the dates certain for a hospital drill. And if you have suggestions for future presentations or requests for presentations on any topic, send them to me, and I will try to line up a speaker on that. I prefer to use local presenters for familiarity with the person, and also as a training opportunity for everybody to prepare for a presentation. If we have to, we can reach outside the section and get presenters, but let me know what your thoughts are or your requests are, and I'll try to line something up. Other training opportunities coming up. A reminder, March is the QSO Today Virtual Ham Expo. You might know that from time to time, some people in San Diego are international presenters at the Virtual Ham Expo, and that'll be happening in March. Everything's recorded. I know it's a 2-day event, Saturday and Sunday, a lot of presentations, and people can pick and choose which presentations they watch live or recorded. And a reminder also that we have the weekly self-paced WinLink drill. Contact Munir at his name, munir@gmail.com, for more information on that, or for WinLink training. If you would like to learn more about WinLink, contact Munir or me, and we'll get you set up and training on how to do WinLink, which we do during hospital drills. Get in the air opportunities. As you know, we paused the ARES Communicator Gateway workshops at the beginning of the pandemic. We're hoping to resume that maybe later this year sometime. In the meantime, we're looking for small presentations led by Elmers or one-on-one Elmering to get new hams, totally new hams on the air for the first time. So I've been doing some of that. I know Patrick has been very involved with that. If you are able to help with that, let me know. And when people are asking for assistance, we'll pair you up with that. Maybe you can meet at Starbucks or and get them on the air. We're also looking at starting a small group Elmering for HF get in the air opportunities. Sometimes it takes people a long time to get onto HF. In my case, it took me years to get onto HF, and so we're looking at Elmering to help people, deal with the equipment and tuners and antennas, and there are so many choices. How do you do all that? And of course, we're going to have HF GOTA as well as VHF, UHF GOTA opportunities at the ARES Activity Day in April. And if your club is able to help people get on the air, either HF or HTs, whatever you can do, please let me know or post an announcement to the email reflector, and we'll push the information out to new hams that there's opportunities to get in the air. So if clubs can help out with that, that would be much appreciated. For people new to ARES, I just wanted to review quickly a typical hospital drill. What do we do? It's usually held during a work day, so it's like middle of the week sometime. I've never seen one on a Monday or a Friday, so they're usually middle of the week sometime. We try to cover as many hospitals and medical facilities as possible. Typically, we cover 14 hospitals. We also send an ARES team to the Medical Operations Center, and we also have some communications hubs, home-based communications hubs, helping relay traffic. For a weekday turnout, we usually get about 50 ARES volunteers. Some people cannot get time off from work, totally understood. The ARES assignments are fluid because sometimes people have to cancel out, sometimes people are available at the last minute, so the ARES assignments are fluid, and the hospital lists are fluid. The process for matching up ARES with hospitals goes through the county, and sometimes there's little hiccups. And so we do the best we can with the assignments and knowing which hospitals are participating, which are not. Sometimes a hospital will downsize to a tabletop and they don't need ARES anymore. Sometimes a hospital will have a staff union situation and they're out of the running for a drill. So the hospital list changes all the time. During a hospital drill, we also run in parallel HFNet. We do not ask people that are at hospitals to do HF. That's just too much for them to do. But as an overlay, we do an HF regional net for Southern California in parallel with our hospital drill, just to prove that we have the capability to ourselves to conduct HF during a widespread emergency. We usually handle at least 200 WinLink messages, sometimes more formal message traffic during the drill. We have dozens of voice messages. We use simplex. 15 repeaters are reserved. The repeater owners graciously allow us to use their repeaters during the drill. They're very happy to do that. We're very happy to use them. And that keeps us from having traffic jams on repeaters when we're handling voice messages going between hospitals, the MOC, and so it's a very busy time. It's 3 hours of fun. We usually start the exercise from the ARES point of view at 8 o'clock with a roll call, and we run for about until about 11 o'clock. Each hospital ends their drill at a different time, 10, 11, 12, and then there's post-ex hot washes at the hospitals that ARES are sometimes invited to, sometimes not. But overall, 3 hours of fun. It's going to be an exhilarating experience for me every time I do a hospital drill. A reminder that if you've not yet verified your ARES membership, please do so by logging into the website, SDGARES.net. Just logging in adds a date timestamp to your profile and helps us verify that you're still interested in ARES, you still live in the area, and that we have your current contact information. As of today, 119 people have verified ARES membership. Most people on this call have already verified. Thank you very much. But there's a few people that have not yet done so. We're at 119 now. Over the course of the next few months, that number will probably go up to about 200 verified. And Bruce, that's all I have. Back to net, Kasich RGF. And stop share.
All right, thank you, Rob. Any questions for Rob? That was a lot of material. All right, hearing none, seeing none. To bolt on to what Rob was commenting on regarding the drills, we do have one that's coming up in the month of May. The state of California is trying to get back to the regular cadence. So we'll have one in the spring, typically May. The one in the fall has been a variable. They've moved that around a bit. It used to be traditionally in the month of November, but it's been in October, it's been in September. We'll find out more about that as we get through the May drill, I'm sure. But planning for the May event will commence in about a week. So it's actually underway this month. And we'll probably be able to report back at least initial information next month. The intent of this month's meeting specifically and the start of this is to actually figure out what they're going to go out and drill on, what the scenario is going to be or the event, and then build around the event. So it'll be very exciting. Traditionally, it's been widespread service disruption, which seems to come from everything: earthquake, fire, flood, you name it. So there's a very high likelihood that we will be engaged in many of the facilities asking for service. The feedback that I got from previous drills that we were in, and it seems like most of the interest that we have is really bolted around what we can do, not only for the voice communications, but also for WinLink. So if you are thinking of WinLink, if you would like to learn more about WinLink, we have a few folks here that could probably help you out, mentor, give you some guidance, get your gear set up if that's what you're interested in doing. But there's a lot of interest, especially from the county and the Medical Operations Center, in our WinLink capabilities to go out and effectively send lots of data form-based really quick and make things happen, rather than 213s, which I am sure we can get you training on if you'd like to learn more about filling out a 213. I'm watching Rob smile. We have plenty of mentors, I say again, mentors that can go out and teach us things about 213s. I'm sure a few people that know what my reference was were laughing. So everyone's looking forward to getting back to the drills at the hospital side. They really are, and they're really super excited about getting re-engaged and having ARES participate again. We were and have been over the years steadily building interest in the hospitals, in the different facilities, with the different county agencies, in our capabilities and what we're able to go out and do, and effectively drop in and plug them into the world if they get disconnected, or at least plug them in locally from a communication perspective.
Hey, Bruce, one afterthought, if I may.
Sure.
Attendance is down to several people today due to WinLink training. There's actually WinLink training going on in El Centro today. So some of our regulars like Danny and Fred are out in El Centro helping out the hams in the eastern district of our section conduct a WinLink training with the hams out there.
Did not know that. Good to know. So there's plenty of help, plenty of assistance, and you got a couple, 3 months to go out and figure things out if you'd like to go out and shape your Go kit to go out and make it work that way if it isn't already. And for those that have it, offer assistance to those that might need some tips and pointers and things like that. Let's see, following up from the top of the year, there were several folks that sent in checks, donations to ARES for last year. We thank you for those. They will probably be processed this week by the bank. So if you have any questions about that, let myself know, or Dave or Rob, and we can probably guide you, but I would expect that your deposits will be made this week, and you should see that reflected in your bank. And we thank you, as always, for helping contribute to the cause. The bands have been very interesting lately for those that are participating in radio in general, and I'm sure everyone's got a story, but the sunspots are certainly helping. SFI has been up, I think yesterday or day before, it was north of 240. So lots of interesting daytime propagation on bands that may not otherwise get a lot of attention. I would tell you that if you're on 10 meters and 12 meters almost every single day this past week, for those here in Southern California, anywhere between about 7 o'clock in the morning till about 10:30, 11-ish, pretty decent openings into Europe every single day, all over Europe, all over the other continent, you know, hop, skip, and a jump away. Get out there and take advantage of the opportunity if you're trying to fill in blanks for worked all states as well, because you may not have a better opportunity than what's coming, and hopefully it continues to get better. So good times for the radio stuff. We've got all kinds of fun stuff happening for drills and other planning. Rob mentioned the month of March, potentially for a HIPAA training session, and I'm going to say probably 90% confirmation on that. I think we'll do it then. Get it taken care of a couple of months before the actual drill comes up in the month of May. We will probably not be recording that session. This is going to be an attendance thing. We're trusting that you're paying attention during the presentation. There really isn't a question and answer or any other form to go out and fill out to prove that you were there and that you know, although maybe I will create a test just to see. Maybe I'll do that this time. But this is definitely, you know, something we used to go out and do in person only, and we wouldn't do it remotely because of what we've been dealing with and having to work the Zoom side of this. We've been doing it online, but not recording the session. So if you need that for your book, if you need that for your ARES packet to go out and round out your qualifications and your skill sets, and you need that for a sign off, please ensure that you are attending. We might have you have your camera on so we can look and make sure you're not taking a siesta first thing in the morning, or, you know, might do that. You know, it's easy to go out and do a lot of fun stuff while you're at home working. Believe me, it really is. We're just trying to keep it on the up and up and make it honest. Rob mentioned contests and other events, a lot of local participation, which was good as I understood. If you participated in last year's CQ Worldwide VHF contest, those results just became available, I think, in the past couple of weeks. So you might want to go online, take a look, see how you did. If you played in that, they're one of the longer poles in the tent as far as getting results out. So the event was last July for that, and they just posted results within the last couple of weeks. But that's online. Go to the website, CQVHF. All the information will be there, and all the local results will be there as well. I don't really have anything else other than we have been talking, and this has been a discussion in the works for more than a year about when the right time might be to resume in person, get folks back together, start meeting more formally. And then also compounding that, of course, is what do we do about the folks with the online sessions? We do have some folks that definitely are more readily in attendance because it's available online and electronically. And we've got other folks that would love to go out and attend in person. Best of both worlds. We totally get it. We're still trying to find a venue where we can go out and accomplish both. And part of that discussion will probably and candidly be the timing as well. Meetings used to start later in the morning. We've started the Zoom sessions earlier to go out and get things rolling. I'll have to figure out what's going to be the best mix to make things happen time-wise. You know, and I'm thinking about things like the get on the air classes we used to have and what the rollover used to be for that. For some folks, it was absolutely an entire day to be out and about. You know, you get out, get rolling, get to the ARES meeting, hang out for the break after the ARES meeting, which is usually a couple of hours long, and then do the get on the air stuff, which could be another hour to 2 hours easily before you were wistfully with a little tear in your eye, rolling out the ham radio outlet to get a free donut after the ARES stuff. So that won't be happening after this month, as I understand it. Been a long time in San Diego. We will say that we're going to miss them, to be sure. A lot of us cut our teeth on ham radio outlet. A lot of other folks made that the usual hangout, the watering hole, the place to go learn things from other folks, the staging area to go out and meet a bunch of hams to go to lunch for one of the clubs or one of the other groups. A lot of good people have been in and out of there as far as, you know, on both sides of the counter. Salespeople, staff, as well as visitors, guests, and other folks. I will not ever forget all of the times that, you know, you got folks that were, you know, either someone famous or someone, you know, kind of famous, hanging out there, whether it was a ham radio operator, whether it was a DXer, whether it was someone that was stopping by San Diego, whether it was WB6ACU stopping by, you know, once or so a month for almost, good grief, maybe a year and a half, 2 years. It seemed like he was there almost once a month. Interesting place to go out and meet up and have a melting pot at, an interesting place to have parking lot events, some of the other events and activities we've had there that they've hosted for us, and certainly all of the vendors that came out and supported both the store and our local ham radio community over the years. They will be sorely missed, to say the least. If you've got any opportunity to swing by, at least have some parting words, if you will, and share some memories with the folks that are there that you might run into as well as the staff, I would really encourage that over the next couple of weeks. And with that, unless there's any questions, I really don't have anything else for this particular session. I'm anxious to go out and get Bill on deck and have him start with his presentation.